Hi everyone, Sophos V20 brings new enhancements and features to make network management easier than ever. Today, I'll show you the enhancements to our VPN. Let's get started. Along with multiple stability fixes, we've added an all-new secure VPN portal, high availability of VPN connections across HA failover, and other enhancements like SNP monitoring for IPsec tunnels, FQDN host support in SSL VPN, a unique pre-shared key or passphrase across the same gateway connection, and more. Let's take a closer look. In version 20, we're introducing the brand new VPN portal. The VPN-specific functions from the user portal have now been moved into this new feature, for instance, client and configuration downloads and clientless bookmark access. The new VPN portal is an isolated service that utilizes containerization with minimal to no privilege access to the core components of SFOS, such as file system, database, and system processes. This makes the portal much more secure to expose over a WAN. For most VPN use cases, admins should now use the VPN portal and disable the user portal in the WAN zone. If needed, the user portal can still be exposed over the VPN zone for remote users. Now, taking a closer look, you can see that all VPN-related features have been migrated to the VPN portal, but a few features do remain in the user portal. For further details, refer to the documentation linked in the video description. This is also linked in the SFOS dashboard. On the right, you'll see the behavior when performing a firmware upgrade or backup restore, as well as the new UX footprint introduced in the VPN portal for port configuration, local ACL authentication services, and MFA settings. Let's now take a look at the Firewall V20 dashboard. Under Messages, you'll see a new alert indicating that VPN functionality has moved over to the new VPN portal. There's also a link to the relevant documentation right here, as mentioned before. If I go to Administration, Device Access to look at the configuration, V20 now has an additional column for the VPN portal, and I can make configuration changes as needed. The user portal access is still configured here, as you'd expect. Moving to Admin and User Settings, the console port configuration of the VPN portal is found here right below the user portal. The default port is 443. Let's go to Authentication, Services. In V19, this is where we configured the authentication server for the user portal, and now in V20, we have additional configuration options for the VPN portal as well. Moving into multi-factor authentication, we have the ability to enable or disable this feature for the VPN portal, just as we did with the user portal. We recommend that you enable MFA for the VPN portal if you've already enabled it for SSL VPN and IPsec remote access. This is the landing page for the new VPN portal on port 443. If we log in, we're brought to a page with the same VPN menu that was in the user portal. It has all the features and functionality as before, such as client download, VPN configuration download, and clientless bookmark access. The next feature I'll talk about is IPsec VPN stateful failover across HA device failover. This latest enhancement is supported for all VPN connections, including route-based VPNs, policy-based VPNs, and IPsec remote access. In V19, across HA device failover, VPN tunnels may not restore automatically, and manual intervention by an admin is required. This increases the time to restore connectivity and causes a traffic disruption, despite the deployment of HA. With this improvement, we now have seamless VPN tunnel failover and can restore ongoing sessions for stateless protocols like UDP or ICMP with minimal packet loss. In future updates, we'll improve the functionality for stateful protocols like TCP. In addition to this, we've added new CLI knobs for this feature, which can be used for advanced troubleshooting. Next up is FQDN support for hosts and host groups in SSL VPN. In V19, if an admin wants to publish any resource with a dynamic IP address, they must make configuration changes in the VPN policy every time the IP address changes, and they must notify users to re-download the configuration. In V20, admins can simply configure an FQDN host or host group as a resource in the SSL VPN policy. FQDN to IP resolution now takes place on SFOS, and the route will be pushed at the time of configuration installation. If the IP address changes, no dynamic updates are pushed until the SSL VPN connection is first disconnected, then reconnected by the end user. Now, we've made a usability enhancement to SNMP. In the current SFOS, we have an SNMP monitor to fetch VPN connection information. However, this doesn't provide much insight around the number of active or inactive connections, or the number of tunnels that are connected, disconnected, or partially connected. With this information, admins can now see all this granular information. Admins can download a new MIB file from the SNMP configuration page of the Sophos UI. Finally, we've listed other VPN enhancements we've brought to v20. First is the ability to use multiple asterisk or any as a remote gateway support in route-based VPNs. This feature is already supported for policy-based VPNs, and now we've expanded it. In v19, admins can still configure route-based VPNs with a dynamic IP-based remote gateway, but for that, additional DDNS or FQDN configuration is required, which adds additional configuration overhead and cost for DDNS account management. In v20, this is avoided, and you can now achieve multiple route-based VPN connections with a dynamic remote gateway. Next is the unique pre-shared key or passphrase across multiple VPN connections with the same local and remote gateway configured. Currently, a common pre-shared key is enforced across all VPN connections with the same local and remote gateway, so the ability to use unique ones will improve security. Support for unique pre-shared keys across the same gateway-based IPsec connection is available for IKEv2-based encryption profiles with the use of unique local and remote ID configurations. Due to some technical limitations, we're unable to offer this for VPN connections configured with IKEv1-based encryption profiles. Lastly is DH Group 27 to 30 support, which is a compliance and interop requirement in some regions. And that covers our overview of the exciting new VPN enhancements in Sophos Firewall v20. Stay tuned as we release more v20 demos. I hope you found this video useful. Let us know by giving us a thumbs up on TechVids. For further assistance, view and post questions on community.sophos.com. And go to techvids.sophos.com for more great videos like this one. Thanks for watching.